There's an old tunnel through here. Maybe we can get out that way.
We need another charge!
They're breaking in.
I've got an idea.
I'm stuck in limbo. I can't stop them from here.
Yes, you can. I spray, you bring the roof down. There, now pull it.
Do it again!
Quick, the goes in there!
Okay, same again. Hurry.
You okay?
Yeah. Come on.
Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to Let's Play DmC Devil May Cry. We have what is a bit of a walk and talk, with some escalated stakes at least. But we won't get proper control for a little while still. Either way, this is a change of pace.
Do you know where this goes?
I know this place like the back of my hand. Come on.
Hi, quick! Stay there. I don't think he saw you.
Hey! Wait! I think I saw something.
Shit! Cat, stay very still.
Leave it! The girl's up ahead! We need to move!
He's gone. Let's go. You okay, Cat?
Yeah, I'm okay.
So from a gameplay perspective, and really even from a narrative perspective, since not all that much in terms of character or plot or theming or anything else really happens here, this all really speaks for itself. Really, all we're doing is raising the stakes and introducing a little bit of urgency.
Heads on your head! Face down!
Cat, get out of sight!
He's running! Get! No!
Quick, get in that room and hide.
I told you not to run.
Damn it! He's coming in! What are you doing? Stay hidden.
Hey, you! Heads on your head! I've got the girl.
And I've got you, motherfucker. Good work.
Come on. It's this way. Why did they have to kill everyone?
We're terrorists, remember?
Those were my friends. I feel sick.
They'll pay for this. But right now, we've got to find Vergil.
Through here.
Actually, the last time they introduced a pacing sequence like this was back in the Slurm Factory. So they don't really overuse this trick all that much. This is the last time we're going to be seeing something like this.
Dante. Vergil's trapped in limbo. He's in trouble.
Hey, you! Dante, are you crazy? What are you doing here? Push you out of here, bro.
So this room is where the meat and potatoes of the mission are going to take place. We got that slow bass section just now to kind of release a little bit of the tension while building the stakes, but this right here, this is going to be the beginning of a really lengthy gauntlet.
Thank you, Dante. Cat, you're still alive.
Is there a way out of here?
Yes, there's an emergency gate. I'll take you there.
Let's go.
No, not yet.
What?
There are terabytes of sensitive data here. We cannot let them get their hands on it.
What does it matter?
They'll know everything about our plans. If they get their hands on that data, everything that I've worked for will be for nothing. Cat, arm self-destruct. I can't do it from limbo.
The demons are breaking in. We don't have time for this.
Then make time, Dante! Shit, Cat, do it now!
This won't take long, Cat. I'll help you.
How long do you guys need?
Not long. A couple of minutes.
Okay, boot up the system.
So these terabytes of sensitive data and all of their plans, none of this ever comes up ever again. So, for all intents and purposes, that's the server here is just a big MacGuffin. Oh, and I caught him as he was stepping in to attack. That's really nice. Man, I love that combo. That combo of buy-in and tornado. That is so gross. Like, buy-in on its own is really, really good. And then you add such a nice crowd control AoE on top of that. Woo! Just feels fantastic. So that was wave 1. This one is a lot more dangerous because we have 3 Ravagers on top of the Tyrant. The Tyrant can just poke away at you from a distance. And meanwhile, the Ravagers, they really like to stag... Ah, that's not good. Yeah, I knew as soon as I started releasing that wouldn't end well. They really... That was a nice dodge on the aerial projectile. They really like to stagger their Berserker states. So you never really get the luxury of being able to combo all 3 of them at once or stagger all of them simultaneously. You almost always have one of them active. Plus, again, the Tyrant chipping away at you. Or trying to, harassing you. That should do the trick, though. And what we get here is kind of a breather wave. Baby rages, and that's how I love to take those out. It's so excessive. Now, if we are quick enough, we will not have to dodge any of the fidget spinners, including the ones in this wave of 3, where it gets a little bit tighter. And that should be good.
Hey, Dante!
It might help.
Great.
So, Revenant. Let's see what Revenant does to the fidget spinners. We are never going to have to worry about being fast enough on the draw with these again. We one-shot them.
2 more minutes, Dante.
Vergil, I can keep the demons off your back for as long as you need, but I can't protect Cat from the feds. Step on it!
Understood. 2 minutes.
Hey, so it's real late into the game, but we finally have our shotgun, Revenant. Which is a very standard Devil May Cry shotgun. Has access to fireworks, has a charge state. Oh, cool, that's not what I intended. I was trying to just light anything up at the moment it spawned with that. It's kind of nice. Yeah, it has a charge state. The damage output you've seen is absolutely enormous. And they really go out of their way in this fight to demonstrate its value. As you saw earlier, it one-shots the fidget spinners, and now you get to see how it also will take a Harpy's wings off with one shot. So, it's very, very nice. Oh no, I couldn't Angel Boost back on to solid ground in time. Realized I was over the pit like a hair too late. Got them all at once. Jesus, that's so fantastic. So the utility and the damage output of Revenant is high, even though it's pretty orthodox. And we finally got, like, this is, again, really late to be getting our first new firearm. It's kind of curious how they parcel out the new weapons, considering we have all of our weapon types, or all of our angel and demon weapons by this point, but we're just now getting a new firearm. Kind of curious. But I spoke of the charge shots for the shotgun earlier. You can do something interesting with charges in DmC, namely just frame charging, or just charging, and something else called charge stocking. Just frame charging is something that's been around in other Devil May Cry's. Beowulf was capable of it in Devil May Cry 3, for instance. Lordy, I always love this tornado. And what that is charging something up and releasing the charge on a really precise frame in order to have it deal more damage. And charge stocking is something unique to DmC Devil May Cry, which I think is quite hard to do in the heat of the moment. But I understand it to be similar to, like, partitioning for charge characters in fighting games. You can basically store a charged shot, for instance, and store it for later by inputting multiple moves at once while holding the charge, and then releasing the button during the animation for, like, a second consecutive action that you do. It's kind of hard to explain, and I'm not super practiced at it.
It's all set to go. I just need a minute longer to grab what I can from the servers. You're putting her in danger.
It's okay, Dante. This is important.
But if you stock correctly... Oh shit, here we go with this.
This doesn't look good.
Let's see if we can pull these over. That would have been real nice if it pulled them into the void, into the pit. Oh, it works out anyway because the AI's dumb. And pathing is really, really hard. And we could just do this. Kind of neutralize them really easily.
Come on, Vergil!
It's done.
They're almost through.
Let's go, Dante. Wait. What? What about Cat?
There's no way out in the real world.
No, we can't help her. Let's go. We can't just leave her. Think, Dante. We're in limbo. She's in the real world. This place is gonna blow any minute.
He's right.
There's nothing we can do. Let's go.
Go ahead, I'll be right behind you.
Dante!
Give me a second! Okay, listen to me. We don't have much time. Get down on your knees. Put your hands up. Do not fight back.
I'm scared. What will they do to me?
All you need to do is hold on for as long as you can. I will come back for you.
Come on, Dante. This isn't over yet.
So that moment, I still think is kind of poignant. I still think it's a gut punch, and it certainly hit me a lot harder the first time I played. But in retrospect, I'm not sure if I'm still completely cool with it, because it is kind of putting Cat in the fridge. But yeah, it does work on that raw emotional level, which is more than I can say for like a lot of the narrative aspects of the game, is in that it provokes a really intense reaction from me.
Say the name.
Vergil?
Vergil. I don't know who you are or why you have been stupid enough to attack me. But I know you mean something to this girl. So I suspect this girl means something to you. I also know that you are collaborating with the Nephilim. I want the Nephilim. You want the girl. We trade their lives.
Interesting.
Interesting.
Mundus knows less than I thought. He knows my name, but that's it. Not that I'm your brother, nor that I'm Nephilim.
She must have been strong to hold out.
Yes, she did well. But we can't save her.
What do you mean?
You can't seriously think that I would trade your life for hers.
No, I'm not saying...
Apart from the fact that you're my brother, you're the key to
I'm
destroying
not
mine.
saying we trade me for her. I'm saying we offer another trade. Captain Mundus' mistress, Lilith.
Why would Mundus care about one of his whores?
Because she carries his child.
What? How can you know this?
When I was at the tower, I met a demon named Phineas. He told me.
Yes, I've heard that name. This is amazing. We have access to Mundus's unborn child? This is exactly what we need to get him out of his lair.
No, we use this to save Cat.
Dante, that's madness. You would risk the future of mankind for a girl.
Cat put herself through hell to protect us. We'll find another way to get Mundus.
Dante.
I am not abandoning her.
I can see that. Okay. We'll do it your way, brother. There it is. Mundus' mistress, Lilith, runs an exclusive club downtown for high society. Sports personalities, rich kids, bankers, that kind of thing. Demonic substances flow freely. She hooks the pathetic weasels on the stuff, turning them into soulless demon collaborators.
Whoa,
She'll be there tonight.
you're not coming in. You're not on the list.
I am now.
Hey, Dante! Wanna dance on time, sweetie? Come on. Hey, don't ignore me. Let's dance.
Not now.
Hey! Yeah, well, fuck you, Dante!
Dante's here. The son of Sparta, whom Mundus once dead. Mundus will delight in me when I deliver his corpse. What do you think, little one? Should we play with him a bit first? Yes, let's.
You wanna dance? Let's dance.
Dante, son of Sparta. I don't normally let the feral rats in here, but I've been hearing so much about you. I'm dying to see what all the fuss is about.
So we have another level like that's just dripping with this visual feast of psychedelia. And the imagery in this one gets even better than this. Like, nightclub levels are almost always really fantastic visually. This one especially. Plus, it has a neat gimmick to it. In the way it kind of demands that you switch between the angel and devil weapons without always color-coding the enemies. Instead, it kind of does some color-coding with the environment that works on an interesting level. Like, occasionally you'll see blue or red skulls kind of flash across the tiles on the dance floor. And if you are standing on one of those tiles and you do not have the appropriately colored weapon equipped, you'll start taking damage. And you'll also slow your movement down a lot. So you can either take to the air or you can temporarily switch weapons while that passes over you. I think that's kind of cool. Get up there. Oh no, I killed him. I'm trying to do something specific.
Tell me, Dante, what brings you here? The music? The champagne sparklers? The girls? Or has this something to do with that scrawny little broken flower, I wonder?
I'm here for you, Lilith, so get the fuck down here!
Well, I would, Dante, but how can I put this? You're beneath me. Hello, my beautiful creatures, human and otherwise. From nightclub to fight club, we have a special event for you tonight. So drink up, use up, and place your bet.
Oh no! I would have had it that time if I didn't get shot. Oh. Always keep trying. Never let failure deter you. Even if it's a failure to communicate the word failure. Oh, I'm gonna make this happen. I cannot believe how poor my success rate is on this in this LP. There we go. At long last. Was it worth it? Nah. Oh, shit. Nope. Skablooey you. That does work. I never knew that before. I can't believe I've gone that long without knowing that. That's a really cool trick. So we have more to the Sabbath, because of course, oh shit, the red and the gold kind of disguises him a little bit, camouflages them. We have the Sabbath because of course Dante is Devilman. That show is so goddamn weird. I still, like, it's been a week and a half since I watched that, and I still don't know whether or not I like it or not. Here we go. Aw. Like, I love...
You have no idea who you're dealing with, do you?
I'm dying to find out. Let's change things around a little.
Hell yeah.
I created this gauntlet run especially for you, Dante.
I'm not here to play your games.
Man, and the pulsing visualizer. Ah.
And you play by my rules.
So cool. And so, we found this to create a road.
It's quite simple, Dante. Survive and you get an audience with yours truly. Which basically means I get to gouge your brains out myself. Fail, and both you and that little bitch of yours die. So they say you have the power of heaven and hell within you. Let's test them out, shall we?
And we switch to Angel to neutralize that part of the floor. And that's gonna keep up.
Let's begin, shall we? Round one. Should be a cakewalk for a well-endowed you. Round one.
We have red going under us. Oops. So we want to make sure we have either Arbiter or Eric's. And then it's just going to alternate between the Angel and the Demon weapons. And then I think later on they actually start to mix that up by making the patterns come from different spots along the edges. Like I think in some cases they can go horizontally or vertically. Like I guess the better way to phrase that would be north-south or east-west.
Congratulations! You're still in the running towards becoming Limbo's top fucking idiot. Now, you can come a little closer.
But this level is just a straight-up visual feast. Again, I enjoy the aesthetic of this level.
How quick are you? You have 30 seconds to put an end to my miserable minions. Lovely. Off we go.
Round 2. Fight.
So I wish they would leave it so that the counter was just on the floor like you see in the cutscene, instead of also having the UI element. That would have been so much cooler. We should have plenty of time for this. It's really not all that tight.
I don't have time for this bullshit.
What's the hurry? Oh, yes. The torture and suffering of that little brat. But don't worry. Once Mundus is done with her, she won't feel a thing. Nothing. At all.
I also recall this level being quite long, which you'll get no complaint from me. I think they do an excellent job with the design of it. Not quite. That's my favorite thing, is just popping them up, keeping them suspended with the B attack for Aquila, or Aquila. I think I've been corrected on. Aquila, meaning eagle.
Round 3. Nearly halfway. What do you think, my dear revelers? Shall we spice things up a little?
Yeah, love just suspending them, trampolining on them with enemies that feels so disrespectful. Like I'm wiping my boots on them. Yeah, I think also the Angel and Demon tiles come more frequently now. They come more frequently and they move faster. Plus, ooh, and here we go with the west to east. But I'm pretty sure it alternates on like a set pattern. It's just hard to keep up with that while also fighting, which is what makes the gimmick kind of fun. And so mainly, I play this really reactively. Yep. Oh, that's really good. I think from here we actually get a slight visual change. Yes, this is the one I really like.
Congratulations. It seems the devil has talent after all.
Reminds me of the Psychonauts level that ends with a wrestling match.
Where it gets interesting. Do you like it with the lights off?
Oops. That will always be my #1 way to deal with a room full of the baby rages. No, I somehow missed you.
Mundus has been looking for you ever since he first laid eyes on you. Do you remember that night, Dante? I can't wait to see his face when I show up with
I could just sit and stare at this level. Oh, especially the color palette of this part. And they do still occasionally use the color-coded enemies. I think it's way less egregious than people tend to make it out to be. We don't actually have all that many color-coded enemies throughout the entirety of the game. They show up only occasionally. And they tend to not get used all in a row, like encounter after encounter after encounter. Like, we've had a grand total of 2 in this mission, and I think that's the final one that we have in this mission. Which makes the complaint— oh no! Immediately proven wrong. Still. Makes the complaint feel a little bit overblown, you know? Like, I still agree that's not the best design decision, even though I do totally understand where they're coming from. With saying, like, hey, maybe players aren't going to voluntarily vary up what they're using, so we want to not only encourage, but kind of occasionally force you to step outside of your comfort zone and use weapons you might not ordinarily decide to use.
Oh, no, wait. He doesn't. He wants you dead.
And also, if
And I just love giving him what he wants.
if you're stuck in a rut of using the same weapon over and over, it might help.
Dante, fame is a funny thing. Everyone wants a little slice of you, especially my friends here. Let me introduce you to them.
It might help to be reminded, hey, you have these other options. In this case, in kind of a heavy-handed way. So I can understand the design philosophy by putting, like, these occasional color-coded enemies in. I understand both sides of the argument. I just think that, like, the complaints about the color-coded enemies are maybe a little bit overblown. Or overstated. For how infrequently they actually show up. I didn't clip him with that first hit. So these guys... I remember now, there are 2 variants of them. There are the Dream Runners, which I think are the weaker variations, and then there are these guys who are like Mundus's Royal Guards, the ones with the red masks. They're called Dragovox, which are like screaming Slavic myth demons created from the souls of unbaptized babies. So if nothing else, I'm glad that Slavic mythology is getting a shout out in this game. Can't say I'm unhappy about that. Now, we're gonna grab this lost soul before we get going. I think we're pretty much close to the end here. We have 1 or 2 more fights left.
Do you miss your little girlfriend? And it's a shame you can't be there to hear her whimper and cry. You want to know what she sounds like? A little like your mother did when
This
Mom
game is
ripped
over.
her heart from her chest.
Get that skim bag you call an ass down here.
All right. All right, little one. I understand. I'm running out of patience. Let's end this right
now. So coming up, we have the last fight of the mission. And an introduction to 2 new enemy variant types. Right now, it's the Ghost Rage, which is the blue or the angel-coded version of the normal rages. They become incorporeal when you're not wielding an angelic weapon. And correspondingly, we have the Blood Rage. Which is the same deal, except with demon weapons. Now, individually, they're obviously not all that bad. They're pretty simple to deal with.
Meow. Talk about animal magnetism. Looks like you're a bitch magnet, Dante.
But when you put them together, they actually become a really, really gross problem. Because it's pretty much impossible to just clip the other one next to you while you're comboing the first one. So, yeah, these enemy types are problems. And then you have the same problem as normal rages once you take one out, which is that it enrages the other. With that panther crow. Let's see if we... the fault missed. Let's see if we can make the best of this. Finally. I think this is maybe the way to go about this. Didn't have much trigger left, but that's still fine.
Your turn, Barbie.
And that is going to do it for now. Next time we have a boss fight. Take it easy. Have a good one, y'all.